So, the vision of this organization is basically to reignite compassion back into the hearts of humanity. I feel like when we look out into the world, there's a lot of things out there that we're not quite happy with. I think there's a lot of things out there that probably personally affect us in a negative way. And as far as that's concerned, I feel like everything out there affects us here. And if we believe that things are connected, and perhaps everything is connected, if we somehow believe that everything is connected, then we somehow accept that we are a part of the whole. And so naturally, there's other parts elsewhere that is also part of the whole. And how can we not be affected if another part is affected? And so naturally, when I think of happiness and when I think of peace, I think it's impossible to be happy fully, to its fullest extent, if someone somewhere else is not happy. And I think it's impossible to appreciate or feel like there's peace if anyone out there doesn't have peace. Because there's got to be a difference in the unity in the whole having peace and happiness versus parts of the whole having peace and happiness. And I'd like to perhaps suggest to look internally and see how much peace and happiness there truly is, because it's very much possible that we are content, meaning we've accepted our situation and our position in life, and therefore we're happy. And then there's, I think, coming to the real, reality that there's more happiness to be had. And so although attaining more happiness may be motivating, I think what motivates me more is how much of my happiness that I have currently can be taken away. And I think the potential is vast, because thank God I do feel like I have a content level of happiness for myself. But I don't feel like I have full control to keep that. And I'd like to suggest that perhaps those who feel that they are in full control, perhaps they should reflect a little bit more. And perhaps they've already done that reflection. It's me who's wrong. But for now, I'd like to suggest that we are not in full control. And yes, this thought can be taken to many levels of what it means to not be in full control, but I'd like to suggest that we're not in full control even on a shallow level. Meaning, at any given moment, we can be driven to chaos. And although this is not meant to ignite fear, and it's possible that what I'm currently saying may ignite fear, but really what I'm suggesting is for us to wake up. There is for sure a lot of chaos in the world. And it's very much possible that that chaos doesn't individually affect us to the extent that we have to, really deviate from our normal life duties. But I'd like to suggest that the possibility is high. And it's something crazy. So in Tampa, when the hurricane happened, I thought about this few times. In Tampa, in those areas, there was floods and people's lives were devastated. Houses, getting washed away and stuff. And me living here in Orlando, I saw it on the news, but it didn't really truly affect me, right? Because I still went to work, I still did all my stuff, I still did what I needed to do, and it didn't really quite affect me. So I get the idea that if we personally don't feel it ourselves, it's very hard to really feel it, because the people in Tampa that were affected, I'm sure they felt it. I just kind of heard about it. But, you kind of have become so numb to hearing misfortune, especially if you watch the news, right? Which is not an excuse to not watch the news, by the way, but especially if you watch the news, you're just so numb to hearing of people's misfortune that we just kind of become, I guess, numb to it. And now it's like, unless it's like, if there's more than 100 people dead, then it's like, it's not even newsworthy. And obviously I'm exaggerating, but I think you guys get the point. But anyways, all this is going on in the world, and I'm rambling, but I'm rambling because I just want to say that I feel like as a human being, we have an obligation to do something about it if we're not fully content with it. And although I am content at my personal life, I am not content at the state of the world. And I know that my personal happiness and contentness towards life could be changed just like this. And I feel like it's necessary for us to unite so that the world is not on such a teeter-totter. I feel like it's necessary for us to unite and come together and create a world that we can feel safe in. I think that's very important, is that we create a world where we can all feel safe in. And we know power dynamics change. I mean, it's happened throughout history, right? People in positions of power will take advantage because they feel like they are in power and therefore they're invincible and they can kind of get away with it. And oftentimes they'll feel like the more power I get, the less chances that I'll have to be accountable for it. And so they're naturally on this never-ending goal of attaining more power. But it seems throughout history that no one's been able to attain any power that could be grasped and lived throughout. The power dynamics always change. And so perhaps this seeking of power is not, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, right? That's the definition of insanity, is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. If throughout history we have always been trying to grab and, at this whole idea of power dynamics, and we have yet to come to a world where people can go to sleep and wake up thinking and knowing that the world is going to be a better place. I'm not talking about them personal selves. Yes, people individually will go to sleep and say tomorrow will be a better day because it's in their hands. But I don't know if there's anyone out there that goes to sleep and wakes up and says that the world will be a better place tomorrow. And that's what AIPC wants to do. It wants to create a world where people can literally go to sleep and wake up and think that tomorrow's going to be a better day. AIPC, American International Peace Commission, where our vision is to reignite compassion back into the hearts of humanity. I look forward to making more videos like this, and I hope I bring value to anyone out there, and eventually everyone. And hopefully we can all unite, come together, and end poverty in the world, offer housing for everyone in the world, offer healthcare for everyone in the world, offer education for everyone in the world. Because these are basic human rights, I believe. And I believe if we come together, then we can accomplish a world where all those things are there. And I have some very amazing ideas and plans that I believe in that I'm going to put forth. And I hope that you guys will join me on this mission, because this cannot happen with me alone. This cannot happen with the few people that have joined me so far alone. We need every single person's effort to be able to do it. And I promise I have a plan where I think we can accomplish it.